What's up, Browns fans? Welcome into another edition of Training Camp Insiders presented by Snapple. Nathan Zegura and the three-time Pro Bowler, Browns legend cornerback Joe Haden. And Joe, back to work after that preseason opener. And for the starters, really not a lot of work in that preseason opener. They got a chance to get back out on the field today here. What did you see?
I saw them basically everybody just trying to get their engine back going. A lot of the vets didn't really get too much time, like you said, in the game. So just trying to get their feet back under them. I like the competition that we had today going on in one-on-ones. So a lot of good on good. Elijah Moore versus Denzel Ward. Just seeing them iron sharpens iron. Just seeing them practice against each other, trying to get each other better. So I think it was a good day overall.
Yeah, and those one-on-ones, you had a couple of nice ones. It was Elijah Moore against Denzel Ward. You talked about it. And Denzel, great coverage. It's what sometimes great throw, great catch beats even great coverage. And sometimes an elite corner even has to admit that you can only do so much. They know where they're going.
For sure, exactly, man. Sometimes when they put that's great passes beat great coverage all the time. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a bang-bang plays like that. And he's just being in a great position, and sometimes that's going to happen.
Yeah, and then you also had Amari down the sideline working on MJ Emerson, who I think is destined for the Pro Bowl at the end of the season. But the defense had some moments here today. Yeah. MJ Emerson, we just mentioned him. He had an interception due to pressure, forced Deshaun to throw the ball off his back foot, didn't get it downfield enough. And then Miles Harden, the rookie, he had a nice pick as well. So the D made some plays out there today.
Oh, for sure. And I think a lot of this is the effort of Myles Garrett actually just creating so much chaos in the front, making the quarterback step up, be uncomfortable, and have to throw it before they want to.
Yeah, and that's a problem. Pressure bursts spice. And when you're a corner, that's the best thing, because if he can't step into the throw, perhaps it's not as accurate, perhaps it hangs a little bit, and you're able to make plays as a defensive back.
Oh, for sure, man. These quarterbacks put the ball in such great positions. If you have anything that can throw them off a little bit, it always helps the DB to get a ball that's not on the money.
Yeah, look, Miles has been a problem. He's Defensive Player of the Year. Well, he's been a problem in practice, too. The play, in fact, practice ended today. They tried to run a toss, and he was 5 yards in the backfield, said, no, not so fast here. So he has been great, but great work for our offensive line. Still awaiting the return of Jack Conklin, obviously, and Jed Wills, try to shore up that left side of the Browns line. But when you think about from Bitonio to Posick to Teller to DeJuan Jones, that four has been so good.
Stand up, they're elite, they're really good, and I think the same thing what Joel was saying, just trying to get them working together, communicating, getting the younger guys up to speed like Joel is. So just I think they're doing a great job.
Is it crazy for you when you see somebody like Joel Bitonio, you're like, hey, I played with that guy? There aren't many of them left.
No, not too many at all. He's just a crafty vet, and just so happy to see how his career has been evolving.
Yeah, 6-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro, and Joe and I got to catch up with Joel Bitonio earlier today. Take a listen. Joel, great to be with you, and obviously a veteran like yourself, probably training camp, you're like, let's go right ahead and get into the season. But what's this training camp been like for you so far?
Oh, it's been great. We've had a good ramp-up period. You know, we're starting to get pretty competitive with each other, but we got Minnesota coming into town, so a little bit of new blood to practice against. But it's good. Every time football season rolls around, you get that extra little spirit in the sky, and the guys go a little bit harder. But it's been fun to start camp. I'm excited, like you said, to start playing some games. But we got a little bit of time left, few more weeks.
I'm just excited because you're one of the last Browns I got to play with that is still here. My good man teammate. So just through your career, man, being able to see you play, 6-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro, just coming into this year, just being a vet, what are you thinking about with training camp as far as, like, I know you want to get to the season, but leadership-wise, how do you look at it?
Yeah, it's, personally it's a fine line between, like, pushing my body because, you get older, you played a long time. You want to be ready to play week one, but you also can't push yourself too much where you're broken down. Yeah. But leadership-wise, I want to try and we got a few young guards in there, a few young linemen. We lost Coach Callahan. We brought in Coach Andy. And so for me, it's really just trying to get the room where I want it to be. And we have some injuries right now. Guys are coming back. But we're talking up to young guys, kind of describing what our standard is of play and how we want to do it. And that's the main thing right now is just getting the group together. Like when we were in the Greenbrier, we had dinner, get the guys out and just, hey, this is our group. This is who we're going to have to try and be one of the best units in the league with. And that's kind of the goal of camp.
I love it.
You mentioned those young guards. Zach Zinter obviously drafted. Javion Cohen was not drafted, but obviously started at Alabama, all SEC freshman team. He's got a little bit of a different pedigree than a lot of undrafted free agents out there. What's it been like with those two guys? And I know Zinter said he just wants to be a sponge at the Joel Bitonio learning tree.
No, great guys. Both of them are good guys. It's funny, JC, I was like, how'd you not get drafted, dude? Like, you have this resume and stuff. And he got into it. I won't get it on camera, but no, he's a talented player. Zach's a talented player. You saw in the flashes in the preseason game what they've done in camp and stuff. But to bring those guys in and just compete, and it always brings me a youthful energy when you get a young guy in that's ready to learn and wants to compete, because you're like, I was like that too, you know. And so you get that, and you get a little push from them.
You're now the Hoffman Alex Mack.
Oh, I know.
You're the sage, wise old Pro Bowl veteran.
It's funny though, you don't feel like it when you are that. You know what I mean? You think about it, but you don't feel like it. You're just like, I'm one of the guys, you know. And they're like, oh man, he's like, I DM'd you on Twitter one time when I was in high school, and I was like, oh, man, I probably did not respond to you. I'm sorry. But, you know, it's one of those full circle moments. Yeah.
Joel Bitonio, the consummate professional. It seems like the Browns have had somebody in that role, just an elite player on the offensive line for 20 years. Joe Thomas into Joel Bitonio, and now you have an opportunity for that to continue, obviously, with Wyatt Teller, with DeJuan Jones, Posick playing well. So that's been a nice tradition for the Cleveland Browns.
That's one thing they do know how to do very, very well is draft offensive linemen. And just Joel's just being able to be just such a presence, like Joe Thomas, like you said, like Joe, 6-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro, and it's just very low maintenance. You will not hear too much about him at all. You're just going to know he's going to be there 75 doing his job every day. So that's something that your teammates look to. That's something that your organization loves to have, and he's just a model of it.
Yeah, and you don't need to see much from him. You'll see him obviously in the joint practices, and my guess is with Kevin Stefanski earlier today announcing that Deshaun Watson will play against Seattle in the preseason finale, that'll probably be the only work that Joel Bitonio gets in a game situation before September the 8th against the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the preseason is a lot more about some of the young guys trying to either solidify their spot on the roster, to stay on the practice squad, stay in the program as it were. DTR looked great against Green Bay, and it's what we've seen him do out here throughout training camp.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of those drives, and he was just picking them apart, just walked literally straight down the field. I was like, that's super impressive. I didn't see anybody else. He looked like he had control of the huddle. He had control of everything. So it was just balls were right on point. So it was a really, really good showing from him, and I was excited to see it.
Yeah, well, one of those was a cover two where he was waiting for the receiver to kind of clear that dropping linebacker and throw that in there, and that's a lot of trust because you have to rip it. It's a tight window throw, and if the receiver doesn't get where he's supposed to get, you're basically throwing it right to that deep half safety. So that was a throw that I thought that was a big-time throw, a lot of trust there, and then to have a rookie Jamari Thrash be where he needed to be and make that catch, I thought that was a very nice play to see.
Oh, exactly. It's about timing. It's about trust. It's about being where you're supposed to be at the time, and the quarterback throwing it on time. So, you know what I'm saying? It's both of them working together, and that's how you know when the play calling, they're starting to get it and they're feeling it, because if he throws that and he's not in this spot, it could be a pick or it's going to be just great plays.
Absolutely. And, you know, some of these young receivers really have been the stars of the offseason. Jamari Thrash, one of Steve Smith's favorite receivers coming this draft, he's put on a route-running clinic, had a C route in the one-on-ones against Grant Delpit, was the leader in the preseason with 3 for 43. You also have seen nice play from Mike Woods coming back. Amarian Brown, number 87, has caught the attention of all the coaches. Should have had a touchdown, but it was wiped off due to an ineligible man down the field. And then there's our guy, Matt Landers, number 89. Those players have been making plays, and I think it speaks to the quality of that receiver room, Joe, but also the quality of the depth at quarterback when every quarterback you're going to take a rep with has won a game in the National Football League.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You don't feel like you're out there with somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. They know the playbook very, very well. So if you're a backup quarterback or a backup receiver, you're a younger guy, you feel confident in talking to the quarterback that's in the game with you and asking him questions. So I think that them having vet quarterbacks that's going to be throwing them the ball is helping them out tremendously.
Absolutely. And when they can get down the field and get by the defense, these quarterbacks can find them. Landers has done that all offseason, whether it was at the Greenbrier or here at the Cross Country Mortgage Campus. We had Matt Landers mic'd up. Check it out.
You get it today, y'all boys.
You get it.
The boy got the speedy cleats on.
Come on now, you know when I put these on, it's GG.
You know when I put these on, you know what time it is.
Where the camera at? Camera
It's up there at the top. Look to over there.
What it is?
Right there. You know we mic'd up. Got the fans out here today. Hopefully it don't rain on us. Nick, you got that fade. You ready? I'm gonna show you something.
I already seen it before, but you know.
I'm gonna show you something. Okay, we getting them reps today. Nothing but a little work. Woo! Ooh, it feel good out here today. Oh! Need these. Need my mitts. Good day today. Blessed to be out here. Yes, sir. Fired up. Easy. speedy. I would freestyle, but it ain't Friday. Today ain't Freestyle Friday, man.
Hey, man, what's happening, bro?
I'm good. I'm good.
What's going on? Talk to me.
You ready to go to war?
Ain't no doubt.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Play don't care who make it.
Energy, execution. Let's go, man. Great on three. 1, 2, 3. You great.
Have a great day on Saturday, bro. Put a great day at work today to finish off strong. Hey, family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Family. Set for the day, man. I appreciate y'all.
Did you ever have a pair of fast shoes? Is that something that you believed in? You're like, oh, when I put these on, they're not running by me.
I knew exactly what he was talking about. That's why that part had me cracking up. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean. You just feel a little lighter. They feel comfortable on your feet. So I had a couple of pair of those.
Even if I had fast shoes, I'd still be slow. Just it's my lot in life. It is what it is. Although earlier we were grinding and out, running with that 800-pound football. We put 270 yards in, Joe and I, so we're ready to go. Now, we know you guys are all ready to go for the joint practices. The Minnesota Vikings coming to town Wednesday and Thursday. We will have Training Camp Insider covering both of those days, bringing you everything that goes on here at the Cross Country Mortgage Campus in Berea. Now I'm sad, though, because it is time to say goodbye to Joe Haden. Joe, this has been an absolute pleasure, man. It's been a blast.
Always with you, Nate. I've had so much fun. I really, really appreciate you, man.
Yeah, and I've learned a lot. Just hang out with him, watch practice with him. All of a sudden, you feel like you understand what it's like to be a Pro Bowl cornerback in the mind of the great Joe Haden. So we'll have those Training Camp Insiders. Gerard Cherry will be joining me for those. We want to say thank you again for Joe Haden, Nathan Zegura, saying thanks for watching another edition of Training Camp Insider presented by Snapple.